I don't know about you, but lately I've been seeing pictures like this floating around a lot as far as advertisement. The one that I'm talking about is Chase offering new business owners $150,000 in business lines of credit with no documentation. And when I see things like this, I try to gather as much data as I can to figure out how valid it is and if there's any substance to it. Because sometimes I ask myself when I see things like this, is this just for advertisement purposes or is this actually real? So I do a deep analysis. And well, I'm here to tell you it's actually real. But hold on. Before you go down the street to Chase and you tell them, yo, give me $150,000, I ain't got no documentation, all this type of stuff. It's not as easy to obtain as social media might make it seem. So that's where I come in. And in today's video, I'm gonna break down everything you need to qualify for this new Chase business line of credit. So go ahead, go get your pen and paper and make sure you stick around until the end so you don't miss any steps, all right? And without further ado, let's dive in. And before we get started, ladies and gents, I just want to ask if you don't mind hitting that like button for me, as it helps my channel out a ton. I truly appreciate all your support. I'm trying to help every business owner out there get this Chase line of credit. Now, enough rambling, let's actually get into it itself. I'm gonna give you all the data points I was able to obtain from my Chase relationship manager and outside information I was able to acquire as well, because one of my clients actually got approved for this. That way you have the blueprint to get yourself approved. Now, disclaimer, you're dealing with Chase business owners, so your credit report has to be in tip-top shape for this. This is not a diss to anyone that I showed as far as the picture or saying that you can get it with subpar things. It's not a diss to anybody. I just want to say that. But let's actually begin. Because Chase has always offered a line of credit, but they've gotten a little more lenient as far as the documentation up to a specific threshold of, approval money that you're trying to get. But as the making of this video, Chase offers two types of lines of credit. The first one being the commercial line of credit, which goes well over $500,000. This one comes with a 1 to 2 year term and are businesses that bring in extremely larger capital. So if you're in the industry where you're generating a lot of income, whether it's franchising, real estate, anything, you can even be in a high risk industry, but if you show everything is secure, you can possibly get this line of credit, okay? But if you're just starting out, this probably isn't for you. The reason why is because Chase is going to ask for tax returns, permits if you need them and have them, profit and loss statements, aka POLs, and even more before you even consider approving you for this. So if you're not there yet, then the second option is going to be the best one for you, which is the one that everybody's talking about, the Chase business line of credit. This one is the people, again, everybody's raving about. This one goes up to $150,000 with no documentation. These lines of credit start at $10,000 and goes up to $500,000. Now, with this one, you can have either a 5-year revolving term or a 5-year repayment term. And as far as the interest rate, Chase stated that it's based on factors like banking relationship, credit history, and collateral. For monthly payments, you'll be paying the accrued interest of 1% of the outstanding balance, or $100, whichever is greater during the draw time. So you have to be very strategic if you do get approved and how you're utilizing the money, okay? And for eligibility purposes, Chase also requires that your business is at least 2 years old and under the same majority ownership for at least 2 years, okay? So if you have a shelf corporation or anything like that, this isn't gonna work because you're still gonna have to wait the 2 years. But if you have an LLC that's over 2 years, you're in perfect standings. I don't see a lot of people stating this. They just say, I can get you $150,000 from Chase. Not saying they can't, but you got to understand, this is why I always say you always have to do your homework. Now, Let's go over the real data points needed to obtain this line of credit. Again, this information comes from my relationship manager and a client who got approved for $88,000 through this program, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. First off, you will need a 740 credit score or better to be approved as in the recording of this video, okay? Now, a little more data points. My client at the time had a 786 on Experian and a 792 on TransUnion when they applied. Speaking of the credit bureaus, I know you're wondering why I gave you two. The reason why is because when he went to go get approved for this, Chase pulled both his Experian and TransUnion for this product. I'm not sure if that's the case everywhere, but I just wanted to warn you before you get prepared. So that means that if you want to freeze TransUnion or something of that nature, you definitely can. I don't know if that's going to help or hurt your situation, but I'm just telling you, you might as well just have all three of them, you know, just across the board, just great. Just let them do what they do. Your utilization on the personal side needs to be under 5%. I know I've always stated 10%, but he had 4%. So I need you to have this bad boy under 5%. Show them that you are credit mature and that you can handle consumer debt on the personal side. You will also need to have a very strong relationship with Chase on either the personal side, the business side, or ideally both for at minimum 6 months, okay? They're also looking for comparable credit. Yes, Chase is looking for this, meaning that you should already have high limit business credit cards with limits between $10,000 and $20,000. And on the personal side as well. You need to have $10,000, $20,000 limits on the personal side as well. I'm not saying you still can't get approved with $10,000, $20,000 on the business side, $5,000 on the personal side, but just set yourself up for success, okay? Have both of these in order as well. Also, guys, since we're on the topic of building your credit, if you have any late payments, charge-offs, collections, bankruptcies, the list goes on and on, really affecting your credit profile, then you have to get them off. And if you're having trouble getting them off, then what I want you to do is sign up for the How to Credit Restoration Program, where I'm helping all of my clients remove all of their negatives without them lifting a finger. What I do for you actually is I consult you on the negative side as well as the positive side to make sure that your profile is going to reflect the score that I'm going to give you, okay? So with all that being said, you actually have the convenience of not having to worry about sending out letters, making sure if the factual disputing is right. I do all that for you, okay? So what you could do right now is click the link in my bio and sign up for a free 15-minute consultation with me. Sign up is free so we can see if you're eligible for the actual program so we can get those negatives removed so you can get all of these Amexes, Chases, the list goes on, and the world is your oyster, all right? But enough about that. Let's get back to the video. When it comes to the business banking or the fractional reserve banking, however you want to say it, twist and turn it, here is a big gem for you business owners. You cannot just have $2,000 sitting in this account and think that you're going to get access to an extremely high limit, okay? This business line of credit can be converted into actual dollars. You hear me? Actual dollars. So this bank will take this very seriously upon you applying, all right? The reason why that I state this is because you can go get a credit card right now and the only thing that you have access to is the limit. You can't necessarily just easily, just like that, just convert your limit into liquidated money and just have it in your bank account. You got to go through twists and turns, merchant cash advancing, things of that nature, cash advances, just to get the money off of the card. With a business line of credit, you can literally take that $150 and literally put it in your checking account and withdraw it with no problem. So you got to understand that they take this very seriously. So with all that information being said, you need to have at the minimum $10,000 in your account. Can you have less than that? Possibly. I'm just telling you just from my data points and from my observation, okay? Have at minimum $10,000. And here's something that my relationship manager made clear as well. You can't just let the money sit in there and still think that you're going to get approved. So if you just throw the $10,000 in there, let it wait 6 months or something like that, and you go get approved, you're sadly mistaken. You're just going to get approved for a very low limit. Chase wants to see transactions going in and out of the bank account. They want to see some deposits coming in. They want to see a lot of business motion before they approve you, okay? And if you don't have any kind of activity, you're better off just just go apply for a business credit card, okay? This is not for you at this time. It can be later, but not right now. And as far as my client does everything through his business checking account, okay? He has a separate merchant account from Chase. He doesn't use like Stripe or Square or anything like that. He has his own merchant account, but he does all deposits go straight into his Chase account. He does do construction, and he's over a construction company or something of that nature, and he currently has well over $65,000 in that account that stays there, and daily deposits come in. And because of that, he was approved relatively quickly when he applied for this. But that doesn't mean you will be, okay? Hopefully you will, but there's a good chance that you won't. He's been banking with Chase for over 9 years now. 9 years, 6 months. Come on, think about it. And he went through my relationship manager, which definitely helped. If you just do it online, there's a good chance, AI just got it. But with a relationship manager, they can actually put it in the underwriter's hands. I just wanted to give you the honest truth about this line of credit, that it's not as simple as all these people make it seem on social media. They say that they can do it. They probably can, but I just want to give you the real information, all right? Chase isn't going to just look at your credit score and then just approve you. No, they're not going to do that. And if they do, they're probably going to give you a relatively low limit. You're going to get that $10,000. Now, that's what you're looking for, cool. But again, just go get a credit card and get a higher limit instead. That would be way better for you. Also, one thing that I always tell you in all of my videos is fact check everything, okay? It's not worth going to someone who's going to lie and guarantee you funding only because you have a 700 but nothing else backing behind it, and then you just get denied. And you're like, yo, you said I was going to get this, but blah, 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 blah. Make sure that you fact check, even fact check everything that I tell you. I always tell you that. Just do it. I just want you to jump on it early and do your homework so you don't miss out on anything. I want to thank you all for stopping by. I really hope all of these data points help you. And if you feel like you're there, then go ahead and apply. And if you're not there, just build up to it. And if you have any issues trying to get funding, click the link in my bio and then start with the How To Credit Funding Program so we can help you get the funding you need. Again, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Now go get that real $150,000 line of credit, all right? And until next time, ladies and gents.